Hello everybody, it's your boy King Quarry here. Just wanted to share my thoughts on X-Men episodes 3 and 4, or X-Men 97, 3 and 4 to be exact. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm gonna break this down into the good, the bad, and the ugly like I do every time so far. The good of episode 3 is we have a really cool return from Sinister. Sinister is one of my favorite villains from the X-Men 90s series, so it was great to see him come back into the picture in a menacing and disturbing way, as I feel like it should be every time. And whew, I loved Madeline Pryor. Like, I've always had a thing for goth girls in animation, and she's no exception to that rule at all. She's fine. Like, she looks good. I also liked that they went through the history of Sinister with Morph. And yeah, that's about it for the good as far as this episode is concerned. As far as the bad, I really disliked how Cyclops literally bailed at the first sight of problems after promising to stay in his son's life and to not be like a deadbeat like his father, then just leaving the picture so quickly. It just, I don't know, it made me upset because it just felt like it was really unnecessary to bring that whole part in just for him to leave so quickly. I mean, and another part of the bad is the fact that basically by the end of episode 3, both the black characters are off the team, which is really, actually, let's just transition into the ugly, because that part is like the ugly to me. I also really didn't like the gore. I wasn't expecting it, as it wasn't present in the last few episodes. I didn't feel like it was necessary, and it wasn't like it was a lot of gore, but it just threw me off because I really wasn't expecting it. So yeah, that's my thoughts generally on episode 3. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Having Bishop leave the team was really upsetting just because I wanted to see a lot more of him. But yeah, let's get into episode 4. The good. I like the video game callbacks, and I like the involvement of Mojo. He's always been a great villain, and they faced him many times throughout the comics and the cartoons and everything like that. I love the pixel art. As you all know, I'm a big fan of video games. From the last couple videos I've uploaded, I've been using footage from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and as you can see, I'm using images from Children of the Atom and other Marvel vs. Capcom things during this video as well. So yeah, I was a really big fan of that. I really liked the Jubilee like clone prototype as well, and then finding out later that it was the original voice actress who played Jubilee in the 90s series made me really happy. I loved Magneto's video game boss voice, and I wish that was his actual voice. It's a lot closer to what I pictured. Yeah, so let's get into the bad. I didn't like how easy Magneto's boss battle was, because we all know that Magneto was not playing any games. In any game that he was in, he was always a menace. So it was pretty upsetting to see him get one-shotted by Jubilee of all people. I also didn't like this forced half-baked relationship between... Oh yeah, that's right, I didn't even get into that episode. But I didn't like the forced relationship between Sunspot and Jubilee, nor did I like the forced relationship between Forge and Storm. Like, we just met Forge at the end of the last episode, and then for him to say I love you, it just felt so rushed and so just non-realistic to me. I wasn't a fan of it at all. This romantic connection can be found in the comics, but to establish it this way, it just felt really rushed and really forced. As far as Sunspot and Jubilee, I do feel like there was some romance there, but it felt kind of forced from the start. And then just to make them kiss after the video game kind of ended was really strange to me. The ugly here, I disliked the split episode format. It felt awkward switching storylines halfway. Like, this isn't a SpongeBob cartoon, like, what are we doing? And these episodes felt more like filler that we really didn't need. Bishop and Storm being cut from the opening just felt like it added insult to injury. We already had the only black characters on the team cut, and so it just didn't feel necessary. And yes, I know technically you could be like, oh, well, actually Bishop is found in the opening, and so is Storm, but their title cards are gone, and I felt like that was just crazy. Seeing the forced romance along with the failure of Storm's powers coming back, and learning that Forge created anti-mutant weaponry, it all let me down. I've liked Forge in the past, but it is making me not like Forge, or at least not like this iteration of Forge. And yeah, as I mentioned previously in the bad, all the forced romances were bad. Overall, I would give this episode a 2 out of 10. I really wasn't a fan of it. Overall, these last 2 episodes really let me down, to be honest. The first 2 felt like we had a great thing going, other than losing Storm on the team and losing her abilities, but they're starting to lose me. I'm hoping that we get something to save us in the upcoming episodes. Please let me know your thoughts. Am I tripping? Are you feeling what I'm saying? Do you feel where I'm coming from? Please subscribe and give me a like. It really helps out. We're almost at 100 subs, baby. King Quarry signing off. Peace.
You lose. Don't you want a rematch? Don't give up. Challenge again.